morning and welcome to Love Every Moment, coming to you today from Olympia, Washington. Today's verse is 1 Peter 4:5. But they will give account to him who is ready to judge the living and the dead. Now this comes after last week's verse. I had the link up here that talks about the people we used to carouse with, maybe have drinking parties with, or sexual orgies with, or idolatries or something like that. We used to hang out with them and do debaucherous things. We now are saved and we're not doing those things anymore with them. Not that we're cutting off all communication with them, but we're not participating in the debauchery. They will look at us, it said in last week's verse, and malign us, quite possibly. Oh, they used to be cool, but now they're not cool anymore, and so forth. It's actually sort of a backhand compliment, but they will criticize us. Today's verse says, but they will give account to him who is ready to judge the living and the dead. So this is first of all saying there's going to be an accounting for those people who criticized us. So when we are persecuted for righteousness' sake, don't worry, it's all going to work out in the end. Now, first of all, it says, him who is ready to judge the living and the dead. Now, personally, I think that living and dead is simply an idiomatic expression for everybody. God's going to judge everybody. But you could argue it's actual living people and actual dead people. Not sure if that's the true interpretation. Or you could argue it's the spiritual living and the spiritually dead. So in other words, Christians and non-Christians. But whatever specifically that means, it's pretty obvious that it means everybody. Everybody's going to get judged. And yes, that means Christians, but luckily for us, the judgment that Christians get is a lot nicer. It's not in reference to salvation because that has been dealt with. And remember in 1 John 2:1, we have an advocate with the Father, Christ Jesus the righteous. He took on our debt and paid our debt for us. So the idea of salvation has been settled already once we become a Christian. So we're not judged for that. But in the book of Revelation, it shows that there are books that are going to be opened and read from at the judgment day, and we're going to stand for that. So what is our judgment then? Well, let's have a look. Let's look at 1 Corinthians 3:12. Now, if any man builds on the foundation with gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, straw, each man's work will become evident. For the day will show it, because it is to be revealed with fire, and the fire itself will test the quality of each man's work. If any man's work which he builds on it remains, he will receive a reward. If any man's work is burned up, he will suffer loss, but he himself will be saved, yet as through fire. So the judgment that Christians get is not, again, a true judgment. It is looking at our works and seeing if we're going to get a reward, or if our works were based on our own efforts, and those will be burned up. So when folks in Hades see a great big pile of smoke, they're going to say, oh, there goes that wretch, he just got judged. So maybe that's why it's saying, Peter is saying in 1 Peter 4:3 that we should avoid the debaucheries that were listed there. I think just to cut down on the smoke in heaven, right? Okay, now back to our main verse here. It says, but they will give account to him. Now I've got an interesting idea. I wonder if at our judgment that these people we used to hang around with were changed now. They see that we're changed. They're criticizing us, and it's actually a backhanded compliment. I wonder if that might be spoken at our judgment as a testimony towards us. Oh, these people used to be cool, but now they're goody two-shoes. Well, it's actually a compliment, and that's why we should make sure we're still in contact with them, not participating in debauchery, but loving them. So if we choose to love every moment, we're going to love every moment. I'm your avid Dretch, and I hope you have a great week.